Have you ever wondered whether stepping off the ship in Cozumel is as safe and effortless as the brochures make it seem? Maybe you've looked at photos of the turquoise water, the sunlit promenades, and the little shops lined with bright textiles and thought it must be paradise. And in many ways it is. But just like any port of call, Cozumel has its own rhythm, its own customs, and its own considerations that every traveler should understand before disembarking. I'm Stephen with the Travel Safety Network. For over 25 years, I worked across the globe in industrial safety and risk management, helping people prepare for environments that demanded vigilance, planning, and respect. Today, I'm using that same expertise to help you navigate the world of travel more confidently. Because whether you're exploring a sprawling metropolis or a sunny cruise port, safety isn't something you leave up to chance. It's something you prepare for. In this video, we're going to look closely at what you can expect when your ship arrives in Cozumel. We'll walk through how the port works, what happens the moment you step onto the pier, how you can get into town, and what you should watch for along the way. We'll talk about the local customs that can make your experience more rewarding, and a few pitfalls that could catch you off guard. And stay with me until the end, because I'll share a detail about Cozumel that even frequent cruisers don't always know, something that might inspire you to linger just a little longer the next time you visit. First, let's set the stage. Cozumel is Mexico's largest Caribbean island, sitting just a few miles off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. It's famous for its reef system, which Jacques Cousteau once called one of the most beautiful in the world. Over the decades, Cozumel has grown into one of the busiest cruise ports anywhere, welcoming millions of passengers every year. Unlike some of the smaller Caribbean ports, Cozumel is almost entirely purpose-built for cruise tourism. You'll find modern piers, duty-free shopping areas, and plenty of infrastructure designed to move large numbers of people efficiently. Depending on your itinerary and your cruise line, you'll likely dock at one of three primary terminals: Punta Langosta, which is closest to San Miguel's town center, or the International Pier, and Puerto Maya, which sit a little farther south. That's right. Cozumel is a dock port, not a tender port. This is important because it means your ship will tie up directly to the pier, and you'll walk straight off without needing to board smaller boats to reach shore. This makes disembarkation smoother and a little less stressful, especially for those with mobility considerations, or travelers who simply prefer a more straightforward arrival. Once you step onto the pier, the first thing you'll notice is how organized everything feels. There are designated walkways that funnel you past security personnel and toward the shopping and transportation areas. If you dock at Punta Langosta, you'll find yourself practically in the heart of San Miguel, Cozumel's main town. From here, you can stroll along the seafront promenade known as the Malecon, which stretches north and south along the water. If your ship docks at the International Pier or Puerto Maya, you're about 2 to 3 miles from the town center. You can certainly walk if you're feeling energetic, but most visitors opt for a short taxi ride. The taxi system here is regulated, and prices are posted on boards near the exits, but it's still wise to confirm the fare before you get in. Drivers typically accept US dollars as well as pesos, but having small bills helps avoid any confusion about change. Transportation in Cozumel is generally safe and reliable, but as with any destination, it pays to be attentive. Occasionally, unlicensed operators will try to solicit passengers near the piers. If someone approaches you offering a ride at a price that seems too good to be true, it probably is. Stick to the official taxi lines and look for the marked vehicles. When it comes to petty crime, Cozumel has a much lower risk profile than many large Mexican cities, and crime targeting tourists is relatively uncommon. That said, the sheer volume of visitors means there will always be a few opportunists looking for an easy target. Pickpocketing is the most common issue, especially in crowded shops or during festivals and busy weekends. It's a good idea to use a money belt or a crossbody bag that zips securely. Keep your phone out of your back pocket and avoid flashing large amounts of cash. Another area to be cautious is with independent tour vendors. Along the piers and in town, you'll encounter a constant flow of people offering everything from snorkeling trips to glass-bottom boat tours to tequila tastings. Many of these operators are reputable, but not all are licensed or insured. If you're booking an excursion outside the cruise line's official offerings, take a few minutes to verify credentials and read reviews if you can. Local customs in Cozumel are warm and welcoming. You'll find that people greet you with a smile, and often with a polite buenos dias or buenas tardes. A little courtesy goes a long way, and even basic Spanish greetings are appreciated. In shops and restaurants, tipping is customary and expected. 10 to 15% is standard, and while US dollars are widely accepted, paying in pesos often results in better exchange rates. One of the most common concerns travelers have about visiting Mexico is health and hygiene. In Cozumel, the situation is quite good compared to some inland areas. Many restaurants and resorts cater to international tourists and maintain high standards of cleanliness. Still, it's wise to exercise caution when it comes to water. Bottled water is the safest choice, and most hotels and reputable restaurants will use purified ice. If you're unsure, ask. Food safety is generally reliable, especially in established restaurants. Street food is popular and often delicious, but if you choose to indulge, look for stalls that are busy and preparing food fresh. High turnover is the best indicator that ingredients haven't been sitting out for hours in the heat. Disembarkation in Cozumel is usually a breeze, but there are a few ways to make it even smoother. If your goal is to explore town, consider waiting half an hour after the initial rush to leave the ship. This small delay often means you'll walk off without the crowds, and the taxi lines will be shorter. If you have an excursion booked independently, allow extra time to reach your meeting point. While the port area is efficient, unexpected delays can happen, especially when multiple ships are in port. One of the things that makes Cozumel special is how easy it is to experience the highlights in just a single day. Whether you're interested in snorkeling at Chancanab National Park, exploring the Mayan ruins of San Gervasio, or simply shopping and strolling along the Malecon, you'll find that most attractions are within a short drive. Many visitors head straight for the beach clubs, which offer packages including chairs, shade, lunch, and snorkel gear. These can be a great option if you want a low-stress day, but be sure to book in advance during busy seasons. And here's something you might not know. Cozumel isn't just about the water. The island has a vibrant community of artists and craftspeople, and if you venture a little beyond the main shopping streets, you'll find galleries and workshops where you can see traditional techniques up close. It's a wonderful way to bring home something more meaningful than a t-shirt or a bottle of vanilla. The travel advisories from major governments all echo a similar theme. The U.S. State Department advises travelers to exercise increased caution in Mexico overall, but notes that Cozumel has a lower risk profile than many mainland destinations. Global Affairs Canada, the UK's Foreign Office, and Australia's Smartraveller offer comparable guidance. Stay aware of petty crime, use reputable transportation, and exercise normal precautions, especially when moving around after dark. So is it safe to travel to Cozumel? The most honest answer is that for most travelers, Cozumel is safe and welcoming, provided you take the same sensible precautions you would in any busy tourist hub. It's a place that has built its reputation on hospitality, and the local economy depends on visitors feeling comfortable and cared for. If you arrive prepared, stay aware, and respect the local customs, you are very likely to have a trip that is memorable for all the right reasons. And here's the surprise I promised you. Many people don't realize that Cozumel is home to part of the second largest barrier reef system in the world. The Mesoamerican Reef stretches over 600 miles from the Yucatan Peninsula down to Honduras. Even if you've never snorkeled before, this is the place to try it. The water clarity is astonishing, and the coral gardens are alive with color and movement. If you're comfortable in the water, it's an experience that will stay with you long after you're back home. I'm Steven with the Travel Safety Network. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with anyone planning a cruise to Cozumel. For more tips on navigating ports safely, be sure to check out my other videos in this series. And if you're ready to start planning your trip, Paula and I at True North Travel would be thrilled to help you make it happen. Until next time, stay curious, stay prepared, and remember, safety is your travel superpower.